I mean, this isn't really how I wanted to do this, under different circumstances, but yeah, so I'm guessing you can tell by the title. Don't really know where to start, so I think I'll just start at the beginning. I mean, I've been having problems with my hearing for some time now. Several visits to the doctor, and they decided to put me in for an MRI scan. That was a couple of weeks ago now, and yeah, it was just a routine. They saw fluid behind my ears. It happens to a lot of people. It's very common. There's no reason why I should have been worried. Have my scan. Any of you from the UK or anything know that to have results back from an MRI after just a few days is enough to worry itself. They called me after 3 days and they said they'd like to come in and speak to me, and the doctor, he says that I've got a brain tumor, and it's called an acoustic neuroma. It's behind the ear, just pressing up against the brain. It kind of causes swelling, and there's a lot of fluid as well. It's 2.5 centimeters in diameter, so it's considered medium to large. The doctor goes through and he says it's too large for radiotherapy, so it's going to need to be operated, and they're going to need to take it out surgically, which means that after the surgery there's going to be a long recovery time. He said to me, expect to be the recovery process to take at least 5 months, which means that obviously I'm going to be out of action for some time. The surgery itself isn't for a couple of months. The doctor who I spoke to, who will be performing the surgery, he's got quite a few other surgeries to do in the meantime. So I've been put on a waiting list. The surgery is supposed to take 16 hours, so you can kind of see why they wouldn't be doing them back to back and why I'd have to wait. I mean, it's benign, so and it grows only at a rate of 2.5 millimeters per year. So I mean, it's been there for some time now. Normally one would expect to see symptoms, but there were no symptoms of the tumour, just the fluid build-up. So I was quite lucky to have found it at all before seizures and whatnot, because my health is generally okay, apart from low energy and obvious balance issues, which I'm going to be struggling for some time. But that's okay. That's okay. So surgery is soon. They said between 4 weeks and 6 weeks. I mean, I found this out last week. I've just been waiting to tell anybody. I figured I'm going to be quite busy. I'm quite a lot busy for some time. I mean, this is difficult for me to talk about, but yeah, I'll get. Yeah, we'll just power through it. For some time, I'm not going to be able to, obviously, pay as much attention to the channel as I would like to. There's up until the point of my surgery, I'll business as usual, but I'm sure you'll understand appointments and stuff like that will have to take priority. Got some more MRI scans to go through, and I've got a couple of appointments with the neurosurgeons. They can run through me what's going to happen. But yeah, it's scary stuff. Not really sure how to react, if I'm honest. Whether or not I'm reacting appropriately, I don't know. It's just it's scary. I mean, so the surgery itself, as far as I understand, they're done quite regularly. Side effects include a unilateral hearing loss in my left side. There was no doubt about it. They said I will lose my hearing there. So, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind it. It's obviously I mind, but in the whole terms of things, losing your hearing in one side, I mean, you've got the other ear. It's it's not a huge problem. That's nothing I've been too worried about, considering that my hearing's been bad on the left hand side for 10 years now, so it's not going to be a huge adjustment for me. Obviously the balance centers are going to be off, so it's going to have to get used to walking again, which is going to be fun. But again, it's not a problem. I mean, you know, I mean, a trade-off of removing a tumor from my brain, I think that's, you know, a small price to pay. But they did have say there's a chance of facial paralysis, which is obviously concerning. Because I'm quite young, these acoustic neuromas aren't common in someone my age, and given that mine appeared when I was about 18, I think that, yeah, that sounds about right. The tinnitus has been getting gradually worse over the years. There is some chance of facial paralysis on the left side of my face, but because I'm so young, and they said they're going to, as much as they can, try their very best to preserve that nerve and make sure it's not damaged, to the degree in which they're willing to leave part of the tumour behind and treat it with chemotherapy afterwards, because it would be much smaller, and that's an option as far as it goes. I'm happy to do that. Obviously it means that my recovery process is going to be a lot slower, but you know, I'd like to at least resume my life after this, even in part the same as it used to be. I wouldn't definitely not be looking forward to facial paralysis and unilateral hearing loss. It's yeah, and then there's the obviously the very small chance of something going wrong and the loss of life, but as far as I understand, that's a very low chance, but still a chance. Very invasive surgery, as from what I can tell. I haven't been to see the neurosurgeon yet, though they're a bit delayed in that front. I was expecting to see them a bit sooner, if I'm honest, especially to talk about the operation and you know, like find out what's actually going to happen and stuff like that. So at the moment it's just kind of a wait and see, really. So yeah, it's just difficult to just. I wish I would just have some dates, have some sort of idea of when things are going to happen, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult to live with at the moment, especially as everyone keeps telling me how uncommon it is. It's as if that's supposed to make me feel better. No, it just makes me feel like I'm the most unlucky person in the world. But I know I'm not, and I know there are other people that have just the same thing, and yeah, but you know, I don't, how he's supposed to react in this situation, I suppose. So, I mean, my channel is very important to me. I'm sure you guys, my regular viewers, are aware of that. I will continue to upload as much as possible, and I will try to get videos done for while I'm in hospital. It's going to be 4 to 6 months in hospital after the surgery. Yeah, and as for playing games and recording and doing this, that and the other, it's going to be difficult for me to get back into it straight away. So especially with like scarring in headphones and obviously the disorientation and stuff like that. But my plan is to get some recording done beforehand and schedule some uploads, so at least there's something on the channel for as long as possible. But I wish I could do more, but obviously it kind of sucks, because I mean, I think things have been going well on the channel at the moment, and I'd hate to see that just fall away. It's been a lot of work, and I'm finally getting some stuff out that I'm really happy with, and I'd like to continue doing so. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys can understand what's going on, and you know, like I really appreciate the support I've had so far, and you know, as for the future, I'll endeavour to do my best to just carry on. I mean, this isn't going to be the end of the channel and what I have planned for the future and stuff like that. And well, yeah, I mean, there's not really much else I can say. I mean, I don't really have a lot of information at the time, apart from the stories on the internet, and I think that's the scariest part, isn't it? You go away and people don't really say anything when something bad happens. You have, say, 10 cases in which you look at, and 5 of them are okay, and 5 of them are bad. And I mean, in reality, is that 5 that were bad probably make up, what, 1% of the total, but people tend to speak up more when something bad happens as opposed to when something good happens. As is life, I suppose. So I'm trying to stay away from everything until I have a word with the neurosurgeons, and they can put my my concerns to rest, and we can kind of move forward from there. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry for being so negative and down and stuff like that, but yeah, we've got videos coming up during the week, so yeah, we can just carry on. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, stay tuned, and I'll catch you next time. Ciao.